This is Rashawn Myers again coming to you live here from the Kentucky Derby Festival Classic. One of my favorite events, you know, growing up, all the greats to come through the building. Now the man who's the architect of putting this whole thing together, the architect, Mike Gandolfo. This is when this man shines. I always talk about he always gets it done. Mike, just kind of talk about this year's event and what it takes to get this thing going.
Well, this one was a little hard to get all the kids here, but once we got them here, this was a really unique group. They really kind of checked their egos at the door, and lots of times they kind of had to size each other up and figure out like who's going to be who, and they don't come together. But from day one, they wanted to eat together, they wanted to be together, they wanted to hang out together, and it almost was more of like a retreat than it was a basketball event. They got to on Thursday they got to go visit middle school and elementary schools. They got to go to the Ali Center and learn all about the greatest. This morning they went to a children's hospital and they got a great speech from Derek Anderson. They really got some knowledge from Derek Anderson, and then they embraced that and they just hung out with Derek for about an hour afterwards, just picking his brain about what it takes to get to the next level and how to be your own man. And it's been incredible. And you see these guys just soak all that in and then still have a really good competitive game. It was a lot of fun.
Now, just kind of talk about what it goes into as far as the process of evaluating these kids. I mean, you go literally all around the country trying to find these kids. I know a lot of these kids were a part of the AAU Nationals. We saw a lot of these guys in the summertime. Just talk about how this comes together.
You know, I really go around the country really building relationships. I mean, I think that's what it's really more about. It's just building relationships, and so when we need people, we know who to call. We can kind of go get them, and really making sure that we don't get those kind of kids that we don't want representing this game. And these kids all represent exactly what we want out of these as who's going to be a representative for this game. So that's what it really takes.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike Gandolfo, another very successful year. I like the jacket. I'm feeling the Derby Classic jacket. As always, for those of y'all who don't know, Mike Gandolfo is going to be an extra on the new season of Sopranos that's coming up. But no, Mike, hey, I love to have. But Mike, I appreciate it. Great job as always, and can't wait till next year.
You know I love you and Haven, so I really appreciate everything you all do. So thanks very much.
Main Event Sports, we're out.